your way out. 'Cause the thought of you swallows me now. You're a masterpiece, I like to work out. 'Cause in my dreams you're all I see now. Where did the time go? Whatever happened to the face that I know? And though time may take us into different places, I know I'll still be better with you. And where did the time go? Whatever happened to the face that I know? And though time may take us into different places, I know I'll still be better with you. Once again, we will begin. These people keep us close. Baselines aside, I'll find the right. No one will ever know. Put this kiss to your hips and watch your face light up in the dark. And three is company, but you're the only one I ever thought of. And love, but no, I'm just shattered pieces. And you were always on my mind. Keep me awake for ages. My love for you stretched to the night. You're always on my mind. Once again, we'll start again. This song will hold you close. Fill our time with cloud lines, but you and me will know. There's a promise in my compromise when I write these lyrics to you. And every verse is diverse from my heart to the pen to you. But we're through. Now I'm just shattered pieces. But you were always on my mind. Keep me awake for ages. My love for you stretched to the night. I'm just shattered pieces. But you were always on my mind. Keep me awake for ages. My love for you stretched to the night. Now I'm just shattered pieces, and you were always on my mind. Keep me awake for ages. My love for you stretched to the night. Now I'm just shattered pieces, but you were always on my mind. Keep me awake for ages. My love for you stretched to the night. I'm just shattered pieces, but you were always on my mind. Keep me awake for ages. My love for you stretched to the night.
Harry took his new team to Carrow Road, and once again, the amazing army of Blues fans followed. One shot on goal and we come away with our tails between our legs. Were you there? Were there any positives to take from the new-look team? And do you still believe it when Harry says we will be there or thereabouts come the end of the season? The games are coming in thick and fast. Up next is a very informed Leeds side, but for £37 on a Tuesday night with 3 games in the space of 7 days, I'm afraid that's one I won't be going to. After that one, it's Preston North End at St Andrews on Saturday, and I promise you that I will have me a Balti pie and give you my verdict on something I've always missed out on. Great show coming up tonight with friend of the show, Brian Dick from the Birmingham Mail in the hot seat. So plenty to debate tonight and some great guests coming up in the coming weeks. Well, onwards and upwards we go. And strap yourselves in as always. Let's get ready for the Tilton Talk Show. Good evening and welcome to Monday night's Tilton Talk Show with myself, Mr. Pugh, Mrs. Brown, and friend of the show, Brian Dick. Brian Dick, welcome, Brian. There you go.
Welcome back. Is it a hat-trick ball?
I think it is, actually, yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Do I get to take something home with me today?
It's got the hat-trick.
Is it?
You need the prize to go home with him.
Oh. We'll get you a hat or a hoodie or something.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. Did he involve me?
A hat or a hoodie.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so welcome to the show tonight, lovelies. Pleased to be here with you on a Monday night. Not so pleased about the result on Saturday. Brian, did you go to the game?
I did, yeah.
What did you take from it?
Oh, it was just, well, it was really the anticipation at the start. You know, wondering what side Harry was going to put out was as exciting as anything I've known covering Blues. To be fair. And then the performance wasn't quite as exciting. Just
Only got to say,
just didn't really get going. It conceded an early goal. Norwich sat back, and Blues just found it really difficult to break them down. And you know, we've seen that before many times, haven't we? So
yes, we have. But it was a new look team, six debutants in there. The expectation was high, and the deliverance wasn't given. There was.
We said last week, you know, there was so much optimism on last week's show. Brian said, you know, something that it hasn't felt like this for a while at Blues, where there has been so much optimism based on the signings and everything. So I think we mentioned last week, get at them early. You know, they're a side that have been conceding goals as well. Mm-hmm. If we can get them early, get an early goal and quieten the crowd down, get their crowd on their backs, then that would be perfect. As it was, it was exactly the other way around. And 4 minutes in, you're 1-0 down. And from that point on, really, like Brian said, that Norwich's job is done, really. You know, that they've got the goal and they can sit back and ask us to break them down. And with a brand new team, I suppose it's a little bit too much to ask, maybe. But.
Do you think, Brian, perhaps then putting 6 of the new guys in was perhaps a bit too much to ask?
Well, I mean, Harry's logic was that he wasn't exactly changing a winning side, was he?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a new system, wasn't it? It's a 4-2-3-1 again. It was an all new attacking 3 up front with Boga, Jota, and Liam Walsh as well. It's hardly surprising now with teething problems, is it? Let's be honest. Yeah. I'm not sure what other option he had, though. I mean, the definition of madness is keep him doing the same thing again, isn't it, really? And, you know, he'd brought these players in to play them. I wouldn't necessarily think, you know, the bubbles burst or anything like that. What I would say is maybe the desire for a quick fix and that everything would now be okay now he's signed all these players.
Yeah,
maybe that was a little bit unrealistic
on Friday night and just annihilated.
Yeah, maybe that was a bit unrealistic.
Hull were poor, But Derby in the end stuck 5 goals in, and that was the difference between what we could do and what they managed
Goals
to do.
change games, so if you're 1-0 down away from home, it becomes very difficult, doesn't it?
Of course, yeah, absolutely. And as much as it, there was a whole new front three, like Brian said, and 6 players in, but the criticism that the players that the teams had after the performances against Bolton at home and Burton away and Reading at home, you couldn't have gone and said just stick 2 in, and kept the same players that he's been criticising for the last 3 weeks.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Of course, yeah. If we'd have gone there and he'd have put 2 in, and everybody else would have been on the bench, and it would have lost 1-0, everybody would have been saying, "Well, you brought all these players in, you haven't played them." So, I think his only option, which he said in the press conference, I think his only option was to play them, was to get them playing together. The quicker we can get them moulded together, playing regular first team football in this division, the better, and we'll go from there then.
Busy week, 3 games in 7 days. A big ask tomorrow night.
Yeah, a massive ask tomorrow night. That they are a side. We talk about a team with confidence. We're trying to build ours. They are fully in the midst of theirs. They're absolutely flying. 5-0 was it? I think against on Saturday. And I'm sure they'll be saying exactly the same thing to go again and do the same thing to us on tomorrow night. But we've got a fairly decent record there over the last couple of years. We've picked up a few wins when it's been unexpected. So hopefully, if we can, the same message from the Norwich game. If we can go there and get an early goal, that does change a game, and it gives a team confidence. And obviously, if we concede after 4 minutes again, then you're going down the same path again. But if we can get that early goal and start well and have something to go on to, then this division's crazy, isn't it? So you wouldn't put it past us to go there and get something.
I think you would.
Well, this is what everybody's been saying today. I've seen quite a few comments out today. Watch us go and beat Leeds tomorrow.
Yeah.
It still is a big, tall ask. It really is.
You certainly shouldn't expect a win at Leeds. I don't know what.
It's a crazy division. I mean, can Blues win there? Yeah, they definitely can, because we've seen them, with arguably a poorer side, go and do it. What you would say, if it all comes down to that first goal, and they've got more technical ability to produce something out of nothing now than they've had for a few years. So, hard to stick in a free kick in, or Che Adams going the length of the pitch on his own and sticking one away. It's conceivable, isn't it?
Yeah. So, what did Hotter look like?
He was good. He was quiet for the first sort of 15-20. Then he really linked up with Maxime Colin really well. You could see their understanding, and on that side you could see Harley Dean trying to work them in as well. Didn't see much of him in the second half because most of it went down the left. You can see when he's on the ball, he's very, very good in tight spaces. Real quality. You can just see the way he sort of feints and how agile he is and his balance. He's a Spanish footballer all over. And his set pieces were all on the money, to be fair. Without scaring the goalkeeper particularly. He looked a very decent Championship player to me.
Right.
Although in his first game he didn't dominate maybe as much as we'd naively hoped he would.
Nerves, maybe.
I wouldn't have thought he was nervous, especially. But
do you think? I think in situations like maybe Saturday, Preston at home against a team that aren't going to come out and attack us very much. Maybe that's where we'll see the best of him, his technical ability, where he's got the difference to unlock.
Quite possibly, and possibly even tomorrow night. I was just looking at the stats today. Preston and Leeds have conceded 2 goals each all season. So that's the best defensive record in the division. So,
so we're not scoring, and we've got to play.
Shall we finish the show now? So it's
that's the challenge we've got ahead of us, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Listen, Redknapp wanted the signings. He's got the signings. Whatever he said about we'll get in the top 6 and stuff. At the moment, you just want to push away from the bottom really at the moment. Get a few wins, get a few results under the belt, get the confidence going. Listen, we were outside. We know as much as anybody what can change in the course of half a season. We were outside the playoffs when Rowett got sacked, and we were a minute from going down. So if we're mid-table come December, I'm more than happy with that, and maybe we can make a push in the second half of the season then.
Yeah. Honestly, 1 or 2 wins changes the whole feel of everything.
Yeah, of course.
It does. Supporters, everybody, that. But like you say, with the 2 best defensive records in the division, the next 2 games are going to be very, very difficult.
Yeah, they will.
And maybe it's a good test for Harry and the new boys to see where they fit in with it all.
But if you just said a week ago, before the flurry of signings on the not just the deadline day, but the Bogle one before that and everything. If you'd have said before that you're playing the team with the 2 best defensive records, and you're looking at Jutkovic and Donaldson and Cottrell or whoever else might have been playing in the Reading game, you'd have really been worried. But now we have actually got players there who can create things and hopefully can, given the chance, put the ball in the back of the net. I think there's only 1 shot on target.
One shot.
Yeah.
So really, we didn't test the keeper that much. If we actually start testing the keeper, then they might start flying in.
Grounds had a couple of shots which were blocked, so they don't count as on target.
No,
they were on target.
On the way,
But it's just, and it came after 86 minutes as well. It was that free kick, and it was straight at the keeper. So not brilliant going forward, unfortunately.
But we have to brush ourselves off, dust
I
ourselves down.
think it'll definitely. You can't see us being in the same position we were at the end of last season, this season with this squad.
Well,
that's the thing.
To talk to you about, Brian, because there was a report in the Birmingham Mail last week about the supercomputers' predictions, and they've got Blues to go down. What do you think of that?
I'm not sure how super that computer is, to be fair.
Not a chance will we go down.
I mean,
somebody's Nokia 30 down.
It's presumably able to crunch more numbers than I am with my O-level maths, but I don't see it. Football's not about numbers, is it really?
No.
You don't see a team with that many good quality players and a manager of Redknapp's experience getting into that situation. Really,
I mean, he said after the game, he said, "Look, I'm no fool. I've been around a bit.
Yeah, he certainly has. Yeah.
And he will have this team there or thereabouts come the end of the season.
Yeah."
That's his words.
He inspires confidence, doesn't he? Because he's been there and he knows what a functional football team looks like.
Yeah,
and yes, he probably is saying that to just to buy himself a bit of time. But does Harry Redknapp know to set up a football team? Of course he does.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, football nowadays. Look at De Boer at Palace. He's had bought in the summer and he's had 4 games of football,
3 hours,
and he's out. Well, they were saying, I think the reports are that there was rumours.
6 hours.
That he was gone anyway.
That's my A-level maths.
They decided he was gone anyway before the Burnley. They could have won against Burnley, and he'd have still been gone. So actually, it's 3 games, and that's what you get nowadays. So actually, we've had 6 league games now. Out of the cup, it wouldn't surprise you that Redknapp's, if he's saying a few things just to keep the positivity up. If a manager's getting 4 games nowadays and he's getting the sack because they're at the bottom.
But Harry in his
I'm not saying he is in
considering his age as well and everything. He's in his 70s now. He probably doesn't need it. He's come back for the love of it, hasn't he?
Well, exactly.
Yeah. He was talking today that he got up at 5:15 this morning to drive from Dorset.
Just go to bed then
to Birmingham. He doesn't need to do it. He's choosing to do it.
Yeah.
So and he actually said that maybe if I had the group of players I started with, then maybe I wouldn't get out of bed at 5:15.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
That
was my fear. Yeah, but,
I believe what he says when he says he's confident he's got a team to do well with.
Yeah.
He's got some building to do. It's apparent, isn't it? So, but
if he's getting up at 5:30 to drive up from Dorset, then he's up for it, isn't he?
Absolutely.
And he's prepared for that challenge. He's obviously still happy to go for it, and he wants us to do well. So.
How was deadline day for you, Brian?
Long.
Sorry,
long.
I
think I got to bed about 1:30.
Well, did you hear about our exclusive interview that we had?
I did, yeah.
Brilliant.
I didn't notice that, yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. And
it would have been.
I was working back in Staffs, and I was actually dancing behind the bar, and I was singing, he's got the scoop, look at him, he'll come up on Sky News in a minute, and I get waiting.
I know,
it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Only blues. But it was a great piece though to get that, arm out the window, classic style.
If it would have been true, it would have been perfect. But a couple of people have put on here, not just deadline day, over the course of the whole window. Obviously, the territory it brings with Redknapp being in charge, the rumour mill goes into overdrive, and a few people have put, the list of names that the Birmingham Mail over the course of the window have put out saying Blues are linked with. Is it? How much is it that you just get a snippet and go with it, or how concrete does it have to be before somebody at the Birmingham Mail runs with that story?
I think there's a culture now that most rumours picked up from other sources, like other websites or other newspapers, that they are rehashed. My personal style is if it's a story I've got myself, it will be the Birmingham Mail understands, or sources have told the Birmingham Mail.
Very difficult when there's so much information flying around the country as well. There's so many different stories and rumours going on. It must be a nightmare to think, should I go with this, should I go with that, or should I hold on, or what? You know what I mean?
But that's a point. If it's coming from a website, if a website is portraying it as a possibility, or somebody's put it out there that it's a possibility, and the Mail doesn't run. I felt a little bit sorry for him. If the Birmingham Mail doesn't run with that, if they don't report this signing, and then 2 days later the player signs, everybody's going to be, where were the Birmingham Mail on this? They didn't know about this.
Where did you first learn about the Stockdale signing?
That was really late, to be honest with you. That was
out of the blue, wasn't it?
Really, well, I'm thinking back now. It was probably even less than 12 hours.
Yeah,
really was sprung. Yeah, and maybe I should have picked it up before, but honestly, I didn't expect Blues to sign a goalkeeper.
That was
really
that was the one position.
He started.
That was the one position that we weren't though. Kuszak signed a new deal. I think Legends was still. Has he just signed a new deal?
No, he's gone.
Legends had his option invoked, didn't he?
So he had another 1 year. Yeah, he did, so even though he's gone now, he'd actually had his contract renewed in the summer. So it looked like it was Kuszak and Legends, and then, like you say, all of a sudden he started with Stockdale. So, but like the Hotter one as well. How long was that milling around? Because that seemed like that
was
just
quite quick as well.
Nowhere,
I first heard of that on the Wednesday night.
Okay,
yeah, and then he signed on the Thursday.
He
signed on deadline day, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, that I think fairly quickly on heard it late on a Wednesday night. Then fairly quickly on the Thursday morning, that you get a smell as to whether that sounds authentic, and what noises are coming out of various places, and that seemed to be a decent one.
It must be so much better now though, with the use of like Twitter and social media and the likes, because like you'd have to run your stories and then print overnight and distribute or through the daytime or whatever, and then the cut-off point becomes a cut-off point, and then you travel into the next 24 hours. But now you've got access to like such instant news stories.
We used to get all your 20 years ago, your news would come from the paper, wouldn't it? There wasn't Twitter and Facebook to keep scrolling through every second, searching people's names to see if we're linked with someone. And on deadline day, like 2 o'clock comes, and Jim White from Sky Sports is telling everyone that we're in for Wilshire. And I don't know your sub, but it looked like that was never a possibility ever. So I don't know where Jim, he's got sources all over.
They
the
run
place.
all day as well.
It's quite a reputable source of information. If he says it, normally there's something in it. But it looked like there was nothing in that.
Well, I mean, my interpretation of that would be Jim had either spoke to somebody at Arsenal or at Blues. It could be either end. And it sounded to me as though Blues have asked about Wilshire, Arsenal have said no.
Right, okay. And simple as that.
And that story suddenly then becomes
Blues interested in Wilshire,
and they probably were. They may have asked a question. And as you say, Jim White would know, to be fair, because he's well connected. But within 20 minutes of that coming out, I was being told that that's definitely not happening. Which would lead you to think the question was asked and the answer was given, and it was no. So.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. Yeah.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
It must be very interesting in the office there on deadline day as well.
It was good actually. It was really good fun. Yeah. What I would say is, I know that there's a bit of a tension between rehashing every transfer story that comes out, and it kind of eats away at your credibility, doesn't it? I think some people feel, but the appetite there is just it's phenomenal. The numbers that any transfer link does is just amazing. So for people to say, well, that's obviously nonsense. It seems to me like there's 100 other people that click on it and want to know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I think that's like I said, that's the territory of having Harry Redknapp in charge. These
you just don't know
these names come out left, right, and centre, won't they?
Yeah.
Agents know Redknapp's looking to. He made it pretty clear that he wanted players in. So if an agent wants to get a story out there about a player, chances are he's going to pick Blues as the option that they're interested in, and then it gets on one website, and like Brian said, it just keeps rolling. Then,
and I think what we would finally on that point, I would just say that our instructions are to republish that rumour, and then try and sort of assess its quality, and see how likely it was. I mean, the Ashley Cole thing, for instance, massive interest in that, but it always looked fairly remote, didn't it?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
And but the hotter one came quickly and all seemed to have legs. So.
Of course, the one that started it all off was the JT one, wasn't it? Really, that kind of kicked it all.
Well, Harry said that himself.
I think coming from the song confirmation came from Redknapp himself. But I think if you get something straight from Redknapp,
great answer.
It's it's 99 times out of 100. It's normally pretty concrete, isn't it? So I think that there was absolutely genuine interest in Terry there from Redknapp and Blues, but.
But then I think the average age is around 23, 24 of the players who signed.
Players who signed, yeah.
So when you look at that,
it would have been the one signing that has been completely un-Blues like of the window if we'd have got Terry in. Everyone else has, the old Harry Brigade. There's been none of that, has there?
Well, we were all going. We were up for Crouchy, weren't we?
Cranchard. Everybody wants to know what Defoe and everyone. Yeah, but there was absolutely all the way through. Whoever's come in, there's been none of that.
Well, I just hope he gels his team up, sooner rather than later, and doesn't let any supporters' heads go down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that would be devastating. So much hard work's been put in already. He promised us a team. We've got a team. It's just that knitting together now and getting out there and proving to the world, just how good they are.
And it's a difficult month as well, isn't it?
Horrible.
The fixtures as well. Really
ridiculous. 3 in a week.
Yeah.
3 in a week.
Six this month and then three next month,
and they're all on TV.
Yeah,
the internationals break it up and everything, don't they? But so the deadline closes. Everyone comes back off international duty, and you are straight back in it. Then there's like we said, we might need a bit of time to gel. If it takes us a month, that's another 6 games gone, isn't it? But
absolutely, yeah.
So the quicker we can pick up a few results,
and as they come to confess, they'll run out to confess.
Yeah, exactly, of course.
So, what's your thoughts, Brian, on the window closing earlier?
Well, from a website traffic point of view, it would be sad for us because we do.
It's a couple of weeks gone.
We do massive numbers. It makes a lot of sense from how to manage a football team and how to prepare a team point of view, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, very much so.
And in terms of the integrity of the competition, which the EFL like to talk about an awful lot, I think that would be a sensible thing to do. Yeah.
You can still sell though, can't you?
You can.
So if somebody wanted, like, more for Premier League teams, really, if someone abroad wanted your player, you could still sell. People can still. So the Coutinho thing at Liverpool, Liverpool could bring everybody they wanted in, but then they'd still have 3 weeks worrying that Barcelona are going to come in for Coutinho or someone's going to come in for Sanchez at Arsenal. So it's better, it's definitely better. But they've got to make sure that these possible selling, departures are the people have got to come in. And then, then, don't you? Really, if Liverpool are worrying about some Barcelona coming in for Coutinho, and then on the deadline day they go and sign an attacking midfielder, then you know pretty much that Coutinho is going to be off before August. So.
Won't stop people doing business at 5 to 11 on transfer deadline.
Oh no, absolutely, yeah.
Yes, Mrs. Brown.
It's come up a couple of times. If the team don't gel and results don't improve, would Harry walk?
It's not a question whether you would walk, I don't think.
I think there's more chance of him walking than there is of him getting sacked. I think he's pretty... I don't know. I think he's pretty bulletproof at the moment in terms of the board. They gave Zola long enough, didn't they?
Probably too.
And what Redknapp did for us last year, and the feeling he's got, the fans are fully behind him at the moment still. So I don't think there's any danger of him getting the sack at the moment.
No.
Walking, like Brian said, I think he's still got it. I think he's still got the appetite for it. He's got the players in that he wants. And it's his job now to work with them. I don't think I can't see him walking.
No, not me. No.
Not now. He's got the players in.
We didn't get where he is by giving up, did he?
No.
Good answer.
Like Brian said, if we hadn't assigned anyone, then that was my big worry. That he would say, "Listen, I can't do anything with this."
We did a Barry Fry, for goodness' sake.
Well, yeah, but we've got the players in now, so I don't think there's any danger.
Any news on that one, by the way, Mrs. Brown?
Sorry?
Any news on the BF?
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. No, not
Your people still talking to their
They're still
people?
talking to our people.
Okie dokie,
Our
mate.
people.
All right,
Yes.
no worries. No worries at all. Right, okay, so competition, guys. Please, all you need to do is share the stream tonight on your personal Facebook page, and randomly next week we will pick a competition winner. We have a winner for the competition last week, don't we, Christopher?
We do, yeah. Should we announce it now, or should we?
Yeah, why not?
Are you sure?
Why
It's a bit
not announce
early.
it now?
All right. Okay, our winner for last week is James Brown.
Ooh, I feel
Get
good.
on now.
Do.
Very good.
He'll be chuffed at that.
And the prize?
The prize, I'll give him a choice. He can choose whatever he wants.
There we go.
We've got a hoodie. We've got hats. We've got sweatshirts. We've got t-shirts.
There we go.
Take your pick.
Take your pick. There's also an auction going on. If anybody would like to bid on our signed Trevor Francis picture, which is up on the screen now, then feel free to do so. All proceeds going to Birmingham Children's Hospital. Every single penny. There you go.
Cracking. When's the auction ending on that one, Chris?
I think we'll give it a few days.
Yeah.
We want as much as we can.
Next Monday?
Next Monday, yeah.
Next Monday night, live on the show.
Yeah, we'll do it next Monday night.
End the auction at 8 o'clock. We'll have like a transfer deadline
Oh,
auction
yeah.
day. Yeah?
That'd be tense.
Yeah.
Mr. Puny Yellow Tie.
TFDDDS.
Yellow
TFDDDS.
tie, all there. Okay.
Any news from the ladies' camp this week, Chris?
No, not. There were. When did
Yes,
Ellie leave? Ellie Brazil has left.
Yeah.
That was something I heard a couple of weeks ago. She's left to
That was the one that you wouldn't tell us about. Was
Yeah,
it?
yeah. I don't like saying it.
Not at all. No,
because
no.
it's not fair on the player. It's not fair on the club. It's for them to announce it. So, but I had heard that she'd gone.
Don't forget that Harry did tell you that song was.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. My confirmations are about as good as Harry's probably. But,
Oh dear.
yeah, so she's gone to Fiorentina
Yeah.
in Italy,
Yeah.
which is an excellent move for her. She's only 19. England under 19 international, burst on the scene last year. I don't think she was anywhere really. Development player a year ago, and then started the spring series really well. Got a place so well that she started the FA Cup final. But she's been excellent. So it's the same to see her go, but moving to Fiorentina is an excellent move for her, brilliant for her development, and hopefully she can kick on and at some stage progress to the England seniors. There's a couple of more we're unsure about whether they're going to stay or not. There's one girl who's been playing a few of the pre-season games for Blues, who's not a Blues player, so I'm assuming that will be announced soon.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, the last couple of pre-season friendlies, they haven't actually announced the score or scorers or anything. I think I don't know whether they're trying to keep everything under wraps or not, but yeah. So I think pre-season's been going okay. I think pretty confident in saying that we've won every one that we've played so far. I think we played Doncaster at the weekend and won. So yeah, hopefully things going okay and the season starts again on the 24th of September away to Arsenal.
Okay. Cracking.
That's
People are asking you to start off the bids, Brian, if you would. The current bid is what? 0?
The current bid is actually £25.
The current bid is £25. Would you like to increase £25? It's going to.
I expect it to go to quite a bit. So.
I'll stick 30 in. Yeah.
30. There you go.
There you
Brian's
go.
gone 30.
30 quid.
So it's currently at £30. Anybody else wants to bid above that, we'll take your bids tonight, but we will cut them off next Monday, bang on 8 o'clock, live on the show. That'll be something to look forward to. And then as soon as the Paul Smith has already put a bid in for £100, there you go. Boom.
Oh, there you go.
Boom.
Brian smashed out the water.
This is what we do. Stop sweating a bit. That's how you do it. There you go, Smithy. Well done. £100 bid.
100 quid.
If anybody wants to increase on that one, it is assigned 150 from Robert Doyle. There you go, £150 already on the
quick,
show
right?
tonight. That is live. Just come through. Can't be bad. Don't forget, all you've got to do is share the stream on your personal Facebook page to be in for a shout for a prize next week. Paul Smith, £175. £175 currently bid. All the proceeds, every single penny, will go to the Birmingham Children's Hospital
That's fantastic.
Tilton Talk Fund. Currently, we've got about £1,000 odd of it.
Nearly, yeah.
Well,
It will be
we're
when
just
with that
short,
coming in,
we're
yeah.
just short. About £30 of £1,000.
So with this one coming in, then we're over the
Yeah.
£1,000.
well over the
mark.
1,000. Yeah, that's fantastic.
So there's a couple here. We'll come on to Benji's comment about Keith Bell in a minute. Kevin Venables, any thoughts on why we have these stupid fixture lists where we tend to play 2 at home then 2 away? I think this puts added pressure on all the teams. I mean, you've got to play everyone twice, but it is a little bit tough. You know, coming back off the international break, playing Norwich and Leeds away. That's Leeds on a Tuesday night, and then having to go to Norwich. It would have been nicer to have. It would have been easier, really, for Harry to have 2 home games. Do you think before?
Yeah, I mean, everyone wants 2 home games, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, the fixtures list, they're not just thrown together. There are, the negotiation starts sort of in February, March, April time the previous season, and there are a lot of.
So who negotiates with who?
regulations.
Sorry, then, because
Well, you've got the EFL will negotiate
Police.
with the respective clubs, the police.
right.
They'll draw up a kind of like a draft,
Yeah.
a draft list, and everyone will be asked for their observations as to
interesting
how
too.
does this work? How
But
does
it's things like Colchester never play at home when Ipswich are at home.
Right.
And Southend will never play at home when West Ham are at home because it affects the crowds, doesn't it, and things like that. So League Two fixtures will impact Premier League fixtures because West Ham can't be at home when a League Two club are at home. When Leyton Orient were in League Two, it was like that, wasn't it? And things. So Leyton Orient will ask to be at home when West Ham are away, and so it is a difficult situation.
Right, we've just had a bid in from Shane Island. You know Shane.
I do know Shane very well, yeah.
Shane's my cousin's son.
Yeah, got that.
There
Yeah,
you go.
okay. Yeah. Family. Yes.
Yeah, I used to go football with Shane's granddad. I used to go blues with Shane's granddad.
He's a great lad, Shane.
Yeah, cracking lad. There is a bid coming for £180 now because that's coming not on Shane's name. Shane, could you personally message me just to make sure that is legitimately you? So at the moment, the current bid is still £175, unless Shane messages me to say that yes, that's definitely him, and that has to come off your own personal Facebook message for obvious reasons.
He's a good lad, though, so I guess that's pretty good.
Sure.
How's it getting on?
Shane,
Yeah.
doing really well. Yeah,
Yeah, I've read some. Well, I read all of his articles, obviously, when they come
Yeah.
through. So yeah.
Yeah, he obviously cares deeply about the club.
The whole family does. Believe me,
Yeah, and
the whole family does.
a great young journalist as well.
Yeah?
Yeah, really good to work with.
Yeah, he's all right. Yeah, but I used to go, as I say, with his dad, way back in the 70s, and my dad and Shane's granddad as well, Fred, and he set out in his Zephyr or his old brown car that he had, one old brown car, and they'd leave us sitting outside the pub with half a pint of shandy and a wood boying. Proper days, Chris Pugh, proper days.
I'm sure they were.
You've never known. You'll never know. But yeah, and that's, like as I say, week in, week out, we used to get to the Blues with Shane's granddad. There you go. My good old Uncle Fred. Go on.
So Benji commented earlier. We're talking about Keith Bell being back. How on earth does that happen? I know it was so late on, but how does the wrong form? Was it the wrong form was signed, or
I think the signature was in the wrong
wrong
place.
place.
On the form.
Harry told him to do it, mate.
Just madness, isn't it?
Harry said to him, "Look, give us a look, right? Sort it out, mate. Terrific, put it in there, mate."
We've all made mistakes on forms, haven't we?
Yeah.
And if you're rushing, as presumably he was, then it's unfortunate. I mean,
But you'd think there'd be a lawyer sat there, wouldn't you? Or
well,
something
I
like,
think
I don't
he was
know,
in
maybe.
Holland and his agent was somewhere else, and obviously, things were
Right,
flying
yeah.
between Derby and Birmingham.
Yeah.
So there was room for confusion and then by the time you put a time limit on it, and everyone's a bit stressed. What I would say, if you signed a document and it was in a court of law, but
Yeah.
you signed it in the wrong place, I reckon that document would still bear your signature
Yeah.
and still have some credence in
Yeah.
the court of law. Seems to me that the letter of the law has been observed here rather than the
Yeah.
spirit of it, really.
Yeah,
if it's just
absolutely.
down to signing in the wrong place, for heaven's sake. I mean,
Derby want the player. The player
Once
presumably
again.
wants the move.
Yeah.
He's happy to go to Derby to play regular football, and obviously Redknapp was happy for Keith Bell to go. So the three parties are happy with the deal. So for the EFL not to ratify it, I think is
Robert
madness,
Doyle
but-
says he's happy to see him back and should sign for at least $1 million. So
I think, yeah.
Des Fox Jobsworth couldn't agree more. It does seem a little bit, like you say,
It's just
it's
it's
sick
crazy,
with
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you go to Derby and you say, did you want it to happen? Yes. You would go to Keith Bell. Did you want it to happen? Yes. Blues, were you happy for it to happen? Yes. Okay. Do you know, so you signed it in the wrong box. Don't worry about it. We'll
get
let
it
go
to us when you
through.
can. Yeah.
All parties want it to happen, but I mean, as it's turned out, we thought we were getting Song, but we didn't. We've got Walsh, who presumably was that going to in the pipeline anyway? Do you think?
That again completely sprung on me? That
Yeah.
was I'd heard of that as it was being announced. Really.
Right, yeah.
What about the Maxime
Really?
one? Was that quite late as well?
Got rumour of that one that morning.
Right, okay. So it's still pretty late on, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And I think he was in the Midlands relatively late in the day. Maxime
Yeah.
was. So that was announced quite late again, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that was announced after the deadline.
After the deadline.
Go back to Keith.
If we're being pedantic, that was my scoop. Because Redknapp actually confirmed the
Yes, it
Colin
was,
one
it
as
was,
well.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
got that one before confirmed before anyone.
Tell Brian to stop laughing when Mr. Fun mentions Song.
I know, yeah.
I'll give you a guess who that was from.
Yeah.
And Richard Daly is happy to see Keith back. Best midfielder, glad he stayed.
Yeah, I mean, best midfielder. I think he's the one that people talk about Gleeson. That have rather Gleeson would have left. Obviously, people want Keith Bell more than they want Gleeson. So, in that sense, I think he's a decent Championship midfielder.
Well, we've got him till January now, so
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
that,
But whether he plays or not is a different matter.
Somebody called Jane Pugh. Hello from a sunny and warm Alicante, Christoph.
That's my mother. She's on holiday in Alicante.
listening to the Tilton.
No idea what she's doing listening to me.
Huh? I bet she's got it like blasted out, like they would
Get
on
to
Ben-
the bar,
on-
woman. What are
on
you
Benidorm.
doing?
Like blasting the
Yeah.
music out all around the swimming
Yeah.
pool. The Tilton talk show going right. Oh, dear. Just imagine it. Yeah, what's she doing not at the
I
bar?
don't know. I don't know what she's playing at. Enjoy your holiday.
I
I
don't
know.
know.
It's nice to see your mum keeping in touch with you, boys.
Yeah, lovely.
Brian Johnson reckons Rowett could be sacked by Christmas. Well, after that 5-0 win he had on Friday, I think he's.
They're only just outside the playoffs, aren't they?
Yeah.
I don't think they're doing terribly.
Oh, James says you've got a glass of Rioja, which is
Oh,
that's fair
good.
enough.
Well done.
Is it a pint glass? Because it was in my hand. Adrian L says he liked Keith Bell, thought he was the best we had. But was that best of a poor bunch?
Well, yeah, exactly. But the way he went against Norwich, he started low. He obviously brought low in. He started him. Davis alongside him, and Walsh is the attacking midfielder.
Shane Owen, sorry,
so
he's
there's
just
your
confirmed
three.
that bid to me. Thanks, Shane. That's £180 it's gone up to now then. Okay, nice one, Shane. Well done.
He's getting paid too much.
Yeah. Did you hear that?
So there's your midfield three that he went with at Norwich. That's not including Ndoye, who he also bought in the summer. So where do the likes of Clifton, Beld and Gleeson get in then?
Yeah, difficult.
There's not much more room for him, is there?
I think he brings a particular skill set that is useful in certain situations.
Benji Smith says he's going to Derby Way. Anybody reckoned he would start?
Who, Clifton Beld?
Yeah, that would
It'd
be
be
fun.
ironic, wouldn't it? Yeah.
I don't think Harry's that kind of romantic, is he?
No.
No.
Might if it's 1-1 with 5 minutes left, he might bring him on for another one of those volleys. But I think I agree. I think what we had was a midfield of very similar players, and I think Clifton Bell. I think a lot of them. I think all of them really. Davies fell into that mould. I think we haven't even mentioned Gardner as in the central midfield.
No.
So I think all of those players were, because they're not the greatest on the ball, and we weren't keeping the ball very well, and we weren't getting it forward very well. I think their faults are all very similar, and I think they all come to the fore together as one. And I think people started to realise that actually they're decent players, but they're not that step above that we need to get us going. And I think all of them really fell into that category.
Question from Dennis here, Brian. Where do you think we will finish in the league, and also where do you think B6 will finish?
I think I can still see Blues getting top 8.
Right.
I think the improvement needs to come quickly to make it top 6, but top 8 I don't think is beyond the realms of possibility at all. B6, they've got a big game tomorrow night, haven't they?
Middlesbrough, yeah.
Yeah, it depends.
I think they'll lose that.
It depends if they start
I
picking
like
up
Borough.
wins.
I
You
like
think
Borough
Borough
this
are gonna win
season.
that
I
tomorrow?
think Borough are good this season.
Okay.
I think
Can
they'll
you see
they'll
Steve
win
Bruce
there.
in a job after that?
Who have they got? Do we know who they've got on Saturday?
I don't know, because I never look at that.
No, mate. If somebody could tell me
You
who
know,
they've got on
right.
Saturday, they're obviously away, and they're rubbish away. But if they lose tomorrow night and then don't get a result on Saturday, I think he is in big trouble.
Brucey,
I think he's in
bye-bye.
trouble. Yeah, I think Dr. Tony put after
Or red face, wasn't it?
the Brentford game, not happy faces. That's the way he communicates.
I'll have to
Obviously,
pick up
but-
on that one when I get home later. I'm trying my best to get blocked by him. But
yeah.
Another question for Brian. Have you heard anything about the BIHL share rise that recently happened? Do you know anything about it?
I don't know.
Nope.
There was a story today, wasn't there, about the profits warning?
Mm-hmm.
I've not heard anything about a share rise, especially.
profits warning, that doesn't ever sound good though, does it?
Or I think it's a losses warning. Well, they were basically warning that there would be higher losses than expected in the parent company.
Harry Falter?
Clearly
Well,
explained
not-
by the
not
outlay on
the
players.
parent company,
I mean, the
yeah.
statement actually said it. Yeah, explained by the outlay on players. Yeah.
Well, you've got to speculate to accumulate, haven't you?
Well,
It's football.
exactly. Yeah.
That's how it works nowadays. Heath Burgess says, when we're throwing money at a team, got a team to out of the Championship, we've got good players, but it's going to take till Christmas to bed these players in. Why not buy them in July?
They weren't available in July. You don't know, do you?
No.
I mean, Stockdale one happened pretty quickly, but Brentford finished last season quite well, so the chances are you probably wouldn't have got Hotter for $6 million in July. If Brentford would have started the season well, maybe those players don't want to leave. But
yeah, Steve Tarbuck, it's called strength in depth, which you've got to have, haven't you? Really?
What's this? The Keepston Bell thing?
I think it's a mixture of everything.
Yeah.
To be fair. Right, Adrian Harris is bidding that Blues will win tomorrow, and Bleepy Razy, we're going to bounce back tomorrow. Let's have your predictions on tomorrow then, can we? Chris, for yourself.
Oh, I think it's going to be really tough. Can I be positive?
Yeah. No, be
Oh dear.
head not heart today, right?
2-1 Leeds.
2-1 Leeds, Brian.
I'm going to say 1-1
1-1 Blues.
1-1. I was going to say 1-1 Blues. You nearly did it. You nearly did it. That would have been one that we could have played for.
To be fair, I think if it's 1-1, it would be 1-1 Blues. I think Blues would be happy with Leeds.
A winning draw.
I can't see us getting anything. I'm going to go 2-0 to Leeds. I can't see us getting anything of that. You know how much that hurts me, Chris, to say that. Look, the goosebumps are racing on my arms right now.
Yeah.
Chris Brown.
I can't see it scoring either. I'm going to go for a 1-0 Leeds.
1-0. Aaron Grant's gone 2-1 to Leeds. Prediction 3-1 lead from Brian Johnson. Don't think that's the Brian Johnson.
We need that guy called Donaldson or
3-0
whatever
leads
his name
from
was.
Jack
We
Cole.
need-
Kevin Kelly,
He's injured.
1-1 draw.
Yeah. Did his hammy, he's scoring a goal.
No,
David
yeah.
Tolley 2-0. James Brown 2-1. Blues come back from 1-0 down this time, so he's going to go. That's a 1-2 that I'll take it. And James, you are the winner of the competition last week, so he's going to touch with Chris Brown. If you didn't know, you've won the sharing competition last week, mate. So get in touch if you would. Des Fox,
74-21 from Dennis.
That's
I think
What a game!
That's probably the times the
What
goals
a
are going to go in.
Yeah.
Score draw from Carl Williams. I'm old school. Blues going to win 0-0. David Moore. You lot are smoking. Leeds winning. Ha ha. Trevor Guest 2-0. Michael Aston. Leeds have had at home 2 0-0s and then won 5-0. Good point. I'll take a 0-0 draw for now from Paul Gill. Right. Okay. 3-0.
It'd be nice if we could score though.
4-0 leads from Andrew Benham. Neil Nunes 1-1. Paul Hipkiss 1-0. Carl Thomas 3-0 leads. Paul Hart 2-2. I'll leave it there.
So there's some optimism still knocking around.
Yeah. I mean,
not much.
Not a lot, but
I don't know. I just
certainly more than there would have been
Yeah,
2 weeks
I
ago.
think Leeds are flying at the minute.
Yeah,
They're really
yeah.
strong at the minute,
And their manager,
and
Christiansen?
Thomas
Christensen, yeah.
He's and Marco Silva's doing it at Watford as well. He did it at Hull last year. Everybody, there was that the video going around a couple of days ago again, obviously with Watford starting well, and it was the Soccer Saturday panel just completely slating Hull for bringing in a manager who knows nothing about English football. And Hull are definitely going. I know they went down eventually, but they weren't going to win another game all season. They must be mad for picking this manager. And these managers coming in now, they're smacking in the face of this.
They are.
Of the stereotype that if you don't know English football, you're not going to do very well here. David Wagner did it last year at Huddersfield as well. I think a lot of teams now are going to go down that route because it's probably cheaper. I don't know. I would imagine it's probably that they're on less wages than the Hodgsons in the world, but they're. I think these managers are the up and coming young managers with something new to bring to the league are doing well at the moment.
It's a shame though. Talented young English managers have got to go somewhere, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But then, for every talented young English manager, there's a Sherwood and who fails, and then somebody else has to come in. But
there is a gravy train,
yeah.
Just been asked by Kev Kelly to analyse the next 6 games and see how many points we might or might not get out of it. So we're starting this one with Leeds, and then of course it's Preston at home, Derby away, Sheffield Wednesday at home, and then Hull City away.
What a tough run.
One person has already just put that he thinks we might get 1 point out of that lot.
That is a tough run, isn't it? Preston's defensive record's obviously very good. Depending on how we do tomorrow night, I think there'll be a lot there against Preston. I think that's our best chance of winning one of those. Derby away is going to be tough. Sheffield Wednesday are a good side. Bit inconsistent though. Could, if we at home, possibly get something from that. And then who was it? Hull away.
Hull away.
That's tough as well. Mojo Hernandez is out, isn't he? I think long term. 6 or 7,
Right.
possibly.
Okay. Brian Johnson said, Hotter at-trick, I dreamt it, terrific.
Okay.
There you There we go. So there is optimism out there. But,
Yeah.
And Robert Doyle says our Chinese owners seem a little more vocal.
Are they?
Kind of interaction with anybody at the top end of the club?
None.
Not at all.
No.
So yours is all playing stuff.
Well, I mean, I'd like to.
and
A
management.
good relationship with previous directors, but there seems to be a bit of an omerta, very complete silence and in terms of wanting to do interviews or speak publicly or anything like that from the current executives there at the moment. So
Maybe a good thing. I don't know. I mean, if you look at what Dr. Tony does, it borders on pathetic sometimes. Ridiculous.
Honestly cannot say how much I would hate that if my owner was doing that. I think if I was Bruce, I'd hate it.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I'm the players, I'd hate it. And as a fan, it would just, I don't know. I can't even imagine how I'd react to my owner being that blasé about everything.
That's how I'd react.
Oh, okay, yeah. That would probably be my reaction as well. Just stop talking.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, Robert Doyle said it like David Sullivan there. The embarrassment David Sullivan's had to go through the last week because he came about the William Carvalho thing.
Or did you also
and
see
then the Sporting Lisbon owner has just made him look an absolute fool.
The West Ham supporters, I've been joining in with them last week or so because I'm a little bit naughty like that. Apparently, and I don't know how true this is, this lad on Twitter said that if David Sullivan, David Gold get 86% people saying they want them out of the club, they will leave.
Okay,
Should they go? And all the time go.
Yeah.
I was sharing it around everybody. Go on, pile in, lads, go and have a go. And we got it up to 86%. That's a bit naughty, I know, but hey, all good fun.
But it's the same sort of thing that you have to be so careful, and football changes so quickly. You could be on up 1 week, and then you are the lowest of the low a week later. And if you're happy coming out spouting all your nonsense on Twitter or in press conferences to the media about how good you are, you've got to be prepared to take it. And Sullivan and Shea
from
clearly
our point,
aren't.
George Ellis here has a very good point. They're doing what they said they were going to do. They've invested, and that's enough.
That's for me. That's spot on. Yeah, I'd much rather them do it that way than go the way.
Kev Kelly says we don't know who the owners are. Paul Swen is a caretaker, and the money comes from the people in Zwandong.
I've been waiting for you to pronounce that.
Represents. I don't know what that is, but anyway, does it really matter who they are?
You'd just like to know. There's a nagging doubt, isn't there? That whoever it is isn't who you want it to be, or hasn't got the deep pockets we all hope they've got. If they've got deep pockets,
or is it
then
concerned that there's
fantastic.
another relation somewhere in the pipeline?
I don't think so.
I think that's a bit far out. But we talk about people who were vocal. Carson was vocal, wasn't he? Carson was very vocal when he come in, promising 40 million in the window and everything. And so
wasn't it 40 million?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wilf Clark, with the fixtures between now and November, Blues could be in trouble. They could be, Wilf, or they could be riding high.
Yeah. But
this is the championship.
It's the championship, and that's why I don't like doing these. How many points in the next 6 games? Because you just cannot predict from one week to the next. If we go to Leeds tomorrow night and win, and pick up a scrappy 1-0 win, and we get the confidence up, there's no reason why we couldn't go unbeaten in those 6 games and things like that. The momentum that we could build up and the confidence. The fans will back them all the way. We sold Derby out now, haven't we? So there's no reason why we couldn't do anything. But
here we go. This is an interesting one. George Beasley, Gregory Beasley, beg your pardon. Balti pies. Any thoughts yet? I'm definitely having one on Saturday.
We're down to some serious
Finally,
discussion.
somebody's asking the right questions.
Every game's tough. Take one at a time. Hardest league ever. That's also from George.
Paul
Ellis.
Gill, how many points in the next 40 games then, Mr. Fun? Exactly. Should we go through the whole fixture list and predict the points? And then we won't have to play the game. We won't have to play any games days, will we?
Bleepy Race is asking if the Leeds game is on Sky Sports. I don't know.
No,
it's not. No. So you'll have to
There
either go
is-
through Blues TV, through the correct channels, and make sure, please, Tilton Talk people, make sure you don't share that stream on social networks. You will get into trouble.
James Brown, our winner from last week, says, question for all four of you lads, picking the 11 against Leeds, what are your major changes, if any, and why? Did you make any major changes for...
I don't know.
Was Bramall injured?
He travelled with the party.
Oh, okay.
Just wasn't selected.
He looked decent as well.
He was
down
down
there.
there.
Decent at the Reading game, so,
Yeah.
a short while.
Yeah.
But he didn't get much service, did he?
To be fair, the Reading game, it was tough for any of them to take much confidence out of, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly.
Pete Taylor says he's seen you off Super 6 results. You'll be useless for 40 games.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're absolutely spot on, Pete. Yeah.
I've noticed we don't talk much about Super 6 now that
Don't
I'm
need
actually...
to. What's the point?
I'm actually winning.
Brian, just confirm
Absolutely
this for me, Brian.
don't need
Just
to.
confirm this for me, please, Brian. What does that say there?
It's a Super 6.
Oh,
Thank you.
great.
It's on my list.
Okay.
I might
I
not
guess
get
I'm
to
going to
it,
get
but
a
I'm on this.
mention somewhere.
We'll get to it about
In brackets,
9:02.
yeah. Game tomorrow, says Alan Minute, is live on TalkSport 2. TalkSport 2. There you go. There you go.
What were we talking about?
Team-wise,
Oh, yes,
yeah.
team-wise, yes. So, possibly Bramall for Grains. Dean sounded like he had a decent game. So I'm happy to keep Dean and Roberts. Obviously, Collins, the natural right back.
Nutter.
Do I change the midfield? I would like to see Walsh in that too. I don't know about you.
That's exactly what I wrote today. Yeah.
Alongside Davis or Ndoye. How did Lowe get on?
Quiet. Quiet. To be fair,
Yeah. I'd probably go Davis and Walsh midfield too, which then gives you an extra option. Adams, assuming Adams is okay, put him in that three. Go Boga, Adams, Hotter behind Gallagher.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
So it's the one change, which is what I think.
Yeah.
I'd go with that as well. Just the one change. Yeah.
Possibly Bramall for Grains, but Adams in for. That there's pace there. Then
very much
you know,
so.
there's pace in that front four.
Benji Smith said, did Walsh look any good, and would you rest him tomorrow?
I wouldn't rest him. I'd play him slightly deeper, as Chris said.
Right.
I think
he's
good
got
on the
bags
ball.
of energy by the looks.
He's good on the ball, and I think when Blues are in possession, he'd help them keep it a bit better and give them a bit of control in the game. I'd like to see that.
From what I've seen from him in the first half, we're screaming out for that. Somebody who's just happy to be in possession of the football.
Yeah.
If he's that perfect in that deeper role.
Yeah. And David Flanagan, yes, you are right. We're on Sky Sports Live 3 times in October.
Yeah, we are,
There's something like 6 or 7 weeks of that, a Saturday 3 p.m. kickoff, isn't
Really?
it? St Andrews.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's what, sorry?
There's about 6 or 7 weeks with no 3
I know,
p.m.
it's just
kickoff.
ridiculously stupid, isn't it?
At St Andrews, I should say.
Yeah.
They've destroyed it. Saturday afternoons used to be for football. Davis played poor. Most people picked up on this. Our midfield was non-existent. We need a strong holding midfielder from Bez Merritt. Bez Merritt, thanks for that. Super 6.
Yes, okay, I'll just
How
turn my
are
mic
you
up.
doing?
Yeah, I'm
A question
doing quite
from
well,
Carl Williams is
Sorry?
Gallagher.
We sort of brushed that aside there.
Well played, mate. Yeah.
Yes, no,
I
we
actually got 10 this week.
You did well, yeah.
So
And
I-
I know,
I got happy with
I had a
that.
bad
Can't
week,
remember
but
whether I got...
still.
Can't remember.
No.
9, I think.
So how many's in the league now? It's about 80, I think it is.
Yeah.
Fifth,
So
you're
fourth
fifth in the
isn't
league
bad.
at the moment.
Or
aren't you?
fifth?
I think so.
Or Phil.
I think I'm fourth, actually.
Fourth.
Yeah.
I didn't look at it once I saw your name. Just thought I'm not going to concentrate.
Pretty
on
good. The trophy.
I know when you're doing well because you keep posting the update,
Oh,
the
by the way,
updated
because
league table.
I'm doing
You never
well,
did it last
we've
season.
upgraded the trophy.
that. Come on, bring that round. We want to see that. Bring that here.
I'll put it on the screen.
Bring that here.
We've upgraded the trophy.
Just so you can get Chris Brown tattooed on it. £37 for a football match tomorrow night. Ridiculous amount.
It's a lot. It's a lot. They've done it the last few years, so it shouldn't be a surprise. They charge it for their home fans as well, so it shouldn't be a surprise. But yeah, on a Tuesday night, it's
3 games
asking,
in a week,
it's asking,
£37 midweek.
exactly. It's asking a
Norwich
hell of a lot.
away,
Yeah,
then to go to Leeds away, all
Yeah.
that travelling,
Exactly.
yeah, and then your third one obviously is at home time,
Yeah.
which you want to be at
and
anyway.
I saw a few of them. I saw a few of the Leeds fans saying like, I thought Birmingham was supposed to be big and that, and they're only bringing so many up, and there's extenuating circumstances, like you say. You come out, you've had to
up to
travel to
Christmas.
Norwich, like the most horrible journey,
That awful word.
going into Middle Earth, basically, and back to go to Norwich and back, and then
Just
you've got.
apologise to all our listeners from Norwich.
No, I'm not apologising. That's Yeovil and Norwich I'm banned from now.
Oh, by the way, the Leeds game, it's an extra £5 on the night.
So it's £42.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So £42 pay on the day.
Yeah, I know.
Really?
Yeah.
That's disgraceful. I mean, my Cardiff Cup tickets didn't even cost that.
You can't justify it, but
I'd have paid it for a Cardiff
No.
Cup tickets. Yeah, no, without a doubt.
yeah,
I'd
not,
pay
not for Leeds
I'm
or
not going to
why.
pay that for a Football League game for the Championship. No, not ever. No, Sheffield
You
Wednesday
get
as well do it, don't they?
Yeah, Sheffield Wednesday are a lot as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
must be
Yorkshire
must
for
be
you.
up north. Yeah,
Your thoughts?
Scandalous. Absolutely. I mean, 20's plenty, isn't it? That's what the Football
Hey.
Supporters Federation say, and I couldn't agree more.
The Sports Federation.
How can
the Sports Federation pinch that off us because we were saying this 5 years ago,
5 years?
6 years ago,
Yeah. Well,
6 seasons ago we were using that slogan.
How can they get a system in place for the Premier League, but not carry it on for the rest of the football fans lower down? That's what I don't understand.
yeah, I don't know the answer to that.
There's so much money in the Premier League, yet they're happy to subsidise them, but not everybody else.
Maybe because there is so much money, they are able to subsidise.
Yeah,
but,
possibly. Yeah,
I may have half remembered this wrong, but don't Leeds do it as a sort of point of principle because sick of being
everybody
on
else
Sky
charges
so often.
them.
And,
Yeah, that's another point. Yeah.
But even so,
Yeah.
why punish fans from Birmingham and all the other clubs? It's
Yeah.
not right to me.
Yeah.
Yep. Alfonso Blue, £42 to travel to Leeds to watch a performance like Saturday's. No thanks. You can't guarantee that every performance is going to be the same.
And you don't listen if you're going to Leeds on a Tuesday night, you're going to support Blues, aren't you? You're not
Absolutely,
going for a
yeah.
nice night out at the theatre.
No, it's
Paying
it's-
£42 on a Tuesday night to travel up to Leeds
It's a
and back.
drive or watch a game, drive back,
Exactly.
really.
Yeah.
You go to watch your team.
You've more than
you're
likely had
you're
time off
going
work
for-
as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And you're probably not going on your own. Well, it might be, but
Joe Lombard, if we win, it'd be worth it. Very much doubt that, though. You don't know, do you? You don't know. Yeah. On a school night as well. Yeah. Did anyone feel like we had a massive space in midfield against Norwich, like we were down to 7 men from Bez Merritt? As I didn't travel, I didn't see the game.
I'm not a big fan of heat maps, or really, but I did look at the heat map from the two central midfielders, Davis and Lowe, and they just didn't seem to cross the halfway line at all. So,
Yeah.
so that there was a sort of a disunity between the attacking three and
The big gap
and the rest of the team. Yeah,
Well, I'm sure like the videos will be splashed on the walls, and Harry will go through all that with them, and
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's aim and prove, isn't it? At the end of the day.
Yeah.
End of the day.
I think which might be another plus point for putting Walsh a bit deeper. He's a young lad. He's got bags of energy, and he's happy to get around the pitch. And he might be able to plug those gaps every now and then when they do appear.
Paul Ipkiss, I've driven 600 miles to Ipswich and Norwich, seen 2 attempts from us on target that keep us through his capital.
Yeah, we've had Ipswich away, haven't we, as well? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Been a horrible
start
start
for
to
the
the
FA
season.
to set limits and then fine clubs 5 times gate receipts if they don't abide to it. Or if they set the limits and it's a rule, then they'd have to abide to it, wouldn't they? But it is just a stupid amount of money on a Tuesday night, And like I said, I mentioned the Christmas word. We're starting to plan for that at home already. It all comes round, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Your starting 11 then, Dennis wants to know that one.
So yeah, I'd go for, obviously Stockdale, same back four, which was Colan, Dean, Morrison. I'd stay with Grounds because I think away from home you need to be a bit more solid.
Yeah.
I'd play Walsh deeper alongside Davis, and then the attacking three would be Hotter on the right, Adams as the 10,
Yeah.
and Boga on the left with Gallagher up front. So just be the one change for me.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Cool.
I'm happy with that.
Brian Johnson.
What way did you see the studio upgrade?
Where did we find it?
That's his 10th beer, isn't it?
I know, yeah.
It took me ages to put that on.
Can anybody see Steve Cottrell coming back? No, not personally.
No.
There's not a vacancy as far as I'm aware.
Exactly, yeah. As what? Yeah.
Tea lady?
So,
Tea bloke?
Yeah.
yeah. George Ellis has got a feeling about tomorrow. Might just be gas, though.
Yeah. I'm worried about everybody's feelings. Yeah.
The last half an hour of the show always degenerates.
Steve Tarbuck and Doy will come good in midfield given time. Yeah. Not the greatest start, but
I'd love that to be true.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to sound like more of an idiot than usual here, but in pre-season, I was actually quite impressed with him.
Okay.
Sorry, who was that with?
Ndoye.
Ndoye, yeah.
In training in Austria, he looked properly powerful. I can remember him shrugging Djukovic off the ball,
Yeah.
sticking, elbowing him in the chops and getting away from him. And he thought, this boy's got some upper body
Yeah,
strength.
yeah.
And I thought he looked okay in the friendly at Oxford. Go away for a couple of weeks, and then he's come back, and I've heard he's been rolling all over the floor.
Yeah,
and
yeah. Injuries left, right, and centre, yeah.
Going back to see away prices, Kev Kelly, good point. Is eventually away fans will be priced out of the game. Would an away season ticket help clubs agree a reasonable price? I think it would be a brilliant idea.
Yeah, and anything
Yes.
to keep costs down.
Yes. There's the commitment thing, obviously, of, if you've got a home season ticket, it's only assuming most people are from the Birmingham area, so it's not too difficult to get to. You've got to commit. If you're going away season ticket, you've got to commit to every away game. But like Brian said, anything that keeps prices down, it's worth having a look at.
And do you know what? I think away fans are ignored at the peril, because they are the product. They to me, they create an atmosphere. And that's what comes across on the TV. If you watch a game of football, there's no atmosphere on TV. It's very hard to stay interested, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I was watching the England game a couple of weeks ago.
Here we
spent
go.
more time on Twitter
Here we
than
go.
England.
Yeah.
I've been allowed to talk international
no,
football on the Tilton Talk Show if we want. I'm not moaning. I was just making a point. I was just making a point. I'm not even going to go there today. I'm not even Welcome to Amir. Welcome to the Tilton Talk Show. KRO.
Talking of England,
Yeah.
we've just had Andy Walker join by the looks.
Royal
Assuming
Tilton,
that's that Andy Walker.
It is, yes. Yeah.
Mr. FA is Andy Walker.
Always welcome into the Tilton Talk Show. Always welcome in. Friend of the show. I think he's
on
the
too.
hat-trick?
I'd love Andy Walker to come in here.
He's on 2, isn't he? So he could be on a...
Finally, somebody would be with me when it comes to international football.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Robert Doyle, don't bore us with international football.
Stop it.
Dear. George Ellis says, even if we lose tomorrow, it would be nice to see chances at the opposite end. Just go for it. No one's expecting a win, so less pressure.
I mean, that's the point as well. I'm sure Leeds will be saying that we're low on confidence. So if we do get to, possibly Adams in that 10 role and have a bit of initiative going forward, then it might surprise them. I think it'll certainly surprise the Leeds fans. I think they're expecting a comfortable win, but.
Robert Doyle says we'll be talking about cricket next.
Don't even think about it.
Ticket prices again. Tickets at home need to come down. I took my two little girls there. Both tickets cost £15 each. Oldest kid is 8, youngest is 5. No wonder we can't fill the stadium.
We have this debate a lot, isn't it? And you can't put. Unfortunately, you can't put the tickets down so that the season ticket holders are getting poor value.
Yeah. So unless the season ticket prices come down, then they can't reduce the.
They're not going to give tickets away just because we're not selling out, because that's not fair on the season ticket holders.
It wouldn't be too hard to make a blanket concession for an under 5 though, or an under 7. Would
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, for kids. I mean, what are the kids? What's the cheapest kids season ticket?
Well, I took my.
It's not a lot, is it?
No, it's not a lot.
Well, you get a free one, don't you, for an under 11?
If you're an adult, goes with you.
Yeah.
And I took my 6-year-old granddaughter last season to her first game, and quite happily paid for it to get in, but she fell asleep.
Well, I've done
It
that
was
myself.
managers.
That was in the
That
was in the Zola rain.
There's no surprise there. Yeah.
She just generally she fell asleep. She was just like,
And confirmation,
I
get a
was
season
working
ticket
there
under
when I was
11s are
small,
free. So
Yeah.
Any more bids on the Trevor Francis photograph? We're currently up to £180. That's from Shane Island. £180 for the signed Trevor Francis photograph. It's in the top left-hand corner of the screen there, and it's authentic. I can see it. It's quite a large one, actually. I'd say it's about. What would you say that's about? 18 inches.
It's a big picture.
16 inches, 16 by 12 maybe, something like that. So it's quite a decent sized one. So yeah.
That's a good point from Adrian, though. Blues are one of the cheapest
They are.
in the league, and offers throughout the season are good compared to others. I think that's a point
Yeah.
to make, isn't it?
I think they are pretty
decent.
They are pretty enterprising and creative with their ticket offers. I would say. I mean, they came up with the one for the Villa and Brentford.
Yeah,
game as well.
that's it. Yeah,
You know,
get your Brentford ticket, and you
Yeah.
can get your Villa one. Yeah,
They do give it some
Paul Gill's
thought.
got Over 11's £99, so £4 a game. So £5 for the kids would then be fair.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's possible. Yeah, blanket £5 for kids on all match day tickets. You could do that, I suppose. Yeah.
Up to what age?
How old am I? 28?
When you
20.
when you fly, you're only a child till you're 2, aren't you? Or something like that.
Yeah, that's
just
it,
look
yeah.
a lot older. That's all.
What was under 11's free? Under 11's free, and then under 12's is 99. Stick it with that. Under 11's match day ticket, £5 blanket pound.
There you go. Putting the world to rights there tonight, Mr. Fun.
Chris Brown, is there any Tilton Talk memorabilia and merchandise? We have lots of keep right on stuff.
Well, we also have hanging on the wall a shirt which you've signed that for us, Brian, before you leave.
Yeah,
Yes,
no
you did
problem.
last
I
time.
think I
There's
may have
probably
done
3
it.
signatures on it.
Yeah.
And once that is full, we're going to auction that one off. So that's
Yeah.
going to be a one-off with every guest that we've had with notoriety. Well, no, every guest we've had actually.
I
Yeah.
think that's our 4th or 5th shirt, that is. So we've had a few shirts. I don't know
Charlie
where they'll
signed
go.
it last week.
Yeah, I think Charlie's.
Yes, he did,
He nicked
yeah,
it, didn't he?
yeah.
Yeah. Put it back.
How much
Yeah.
time do you think we're going to need for these players to bed in now?
Yeah, that's a big
I
question.
know how long's a piece of string,
Yeah, that is.
but we've
That's
got
a
to
$6 million
start getting
question.
points on board.
If
haven't
you
we?
answer that question, you work out
Cancel
whether
the
we've got a
40.
chance. Yeah, exactly. Whether we've got a chance of top 8 or anything. But yeah,
Can we
So-
auction the smelly flag? I'm sick of washing my hair after every home game. Brilliant. Have you heard about the smelly flag?
No.
You know the big flag that goes out?
Yeah.
It stinks like an old
Does
shell.
it?
apparently.
the Tilton aren't happy with it.
It really does smell.
It
actually.
smells like
really does.
it's been in a farm, doesn't it?
For God's sake, this is madness tonight. This is.
Oh, where have you got all these from? Oh dear.
Stinks.
Right, okay. Right, I've asked 27 Spaniards in
Alicante.
Oh, I'm losing that one because I'm going too quick.
So far, what they think of Hotter as a player, not one of them has heard of him so far.
Some called Dave Pugh.
Oh yeah, I'm not being funny though. When you've got Isco and Asensio and Iniesta, I think Hotter's he might be quite high up in Birmingham, but it might be a little bit lower down in the rankings in
Exactly,
Spain.
yeah. It could be cleaner.
Is Dave Pure a relative as well, I take it? Yeah?
Yeah, it's great. It's great that they're really enjoying their holiday.
Well, isn't he at the bar? What's he drinking? What are you
God's
drinking,
sake,
Dave?
yeah.
We need to know. Mama's on the Rioja. We need to know what Dave's on.
Yeah.
And what relation is David?
Stepdad.
That's your stepdad. Cool.
Try wearing Bo Brummie, says Tim Andrews. I had no idea that Bo Brummie was ever Tim Andrews, or the other way around.
Hey, he's let something out the back
Yeah.
there, hasn't he?
What was that for?
Is that a regular record? I assume it's about the flag,
Try
about the smelling.
Ah,
And Tim
right,
Andrews
yeah,
says
we
try
know
wearing
who
Bo
it is.
Brummie.
So Tim
So not only
Andrews,
is he saying that Bo Brummie smells,
Yeah.
he's also
but he's
worn it.
also admitting that he is in fact Bo Brummie. I hope there's no kids watching this.
I want to know who Bally's then.
Yeah. Good question. Come on, Tim.
Tracy Hemmings, I think.
Yeah.
This new player felt. What a name.
It's the first time I've said that word in a press conference, I'll be honest.
Did you keep straight face?
I tried to.
Have you seen anything of him yet?
No, he's. I think he trained Saturday and today. Harry was being very coy. Actually, we asked about him today as to.
Well, I mean, after the last scoop, I'm not surprised.
He's not going to confirm anything ever again, is he? No.
He's
He's going to go from the most open manager in the history of the world to the quietest, meekest manager we've ever seen.
But apparently, he can play right anywhere across the back four. I would imagine they're looking at him towards the left side of the defence,
right.
either left-sided centre half or left back.
yeah.
Seems to have a very decent pedigree, doesn't he? So,
Is Basson still training?
honestly, I don't know. I
Right.
get the impression that he's not training.
Okay.
I get that impression, but
Who's that, sorry?
Basson.
That song, right. Okay.
if someone's eagle-eyed has spotted him down at Wastills, and I'm happy to be corrected on that.
So we think the door's
Paddy's
closed on that one.
grand, he goes missing every game.
Oh,
Terrible,
come on.
Robert. Terrible. Most pundits hate the Blues. Don't get like them certain so-called Blues fans. We are not a Premier team. This is why Harry is trying to get us a proper team. Won't happen overnight. Wake up.
Yeah. I don't think anybody's expecting.
No,
I
no,
don't
it's
think
just-
anybody was expecting us to roll Norwich over 4-0. You know, and go unbeaten for the rest of the season.
So
That
are we
certainly wasn't.
sort of agreeing then that we're preparing this team for next season?
I wouldn't be that downbeat.
I'm
no,
saying that wasn't
yeah.
a downbeat comment because you know.
I think it's for the. I think the majority of the players are 28 and under, 27 and under ish.
yeah.
You know, so it could be a team for the next 4 or 5 years. You know, whether that's a Championship team or a Premier League team. If it's a Championship team, in a year and a half, it'll be a bloody good Championship team. But obviously, a lot of them are loan players, like Bogo is a loan and Gallagher's a loan. So, you know, he's brought Gallagher and Boga in to give it a go this season. He's obviously not. He's not bringing them in to have a go next season. So, I think that there is still an ambition to get there this season.
And going back to your previous comments, Harry will only confirm that there is nothing to confirm after the hashtag TTTS.
Yeah.
I
The
would
word
say,
confirm is going to change very quickly. So yeah.
sorry, I just would say on that years and years of not much investment isn't easily reversed in
Of course,
one or
yeah.
two windows. And I'd say the TTA money, you'd probably say they've had 3 or 4 windows now. When did Fabrini come in?
Yeah.
That was January. So what was that?
It's almost like, you know,
3 windows
I've been
ago.
painting
Yeah.
I've been painting the outside of a pub all day, which I've been painting for many years, and I've got to put 3 coats on it instead of just the 2.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like you say, the lack of
Mistreated,
investment.
yeah.
Just like
I think it has been a mistreated, you know, and
well, we have Blues.
yeah,
we
exactly,
have,
yeah. You know, so it is going to take a little bit longer, and B6 are working that out, and other teams are working that out. That, you know, when you've had 3 or 4 years of pretty average players and pretty average football, it takes a little bit more than 2 or 3 marquee signings to turn it all around.
And every time you appoint a different manager, you press the reset button again to it, or you take a few steps back, don't you?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Spot on.
Pete Taylor says, do you think Mr. Fun misheard Harry when he said song and maybe he heard bass song?
Or can you sing us a song?
Yeah. Well, no, because he said we've got him on loan, so I don't think Bassong wouldn't have come on loan, would he?
Tilton
I
Talk.
just think he was having me on.
Right, Tilton Talk Christmas dinner.
To
Any
be fair,
thoughts?
Yes, I think after 7 years, I think maybe we should do something,
we should
even
put
if it's
together
just a little.
Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
Christmas dinner,
goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's splashing the cash as well.
I think it'll
Is
come
this
out of funds.
representative of Blues? We've been in the doldrums for so long, and now we've got enough money to have a Christmas dinner.
No,
We're
not
not saying
30,000
what it is.
listeners a week.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's a Balti pie all round.
Now we're getting a few comments on Facebook.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Dear. Richard Daly said Blues would have had more money if we'd have sold our players for the right price. Unfortunately, Richard, at the time we were desperate, and you know, would have sold the corner flags, to be perfectly honest, for scrap. So,
But you know,
But you're right.
He's right.
Yeah.
You look at what Gray.
Butland,
If we had Gray,
6
Butland,
million.
Redmond, what we could have sold them for in this market. they'd all 10 million plus, wouldn't they? Even at the stage they were at Blues, they'd have been 10
Dave
million
Pugh's
plus.
stepdad? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. The man who led him into the Valley of Stands in the first place. That's his €30 present going straight back in the new camp.
€30? And I'm not having anything from the new camp, let me tell you that straight away. Get off Facebook, you two.
Tilton Talk Easter egg hunt, thoughts?
Yeah, we're up
Missed
for that.
Easter.
Yeah.
All right.
Christmas dinner, Easter egg hunt, yeah.
Bez has put this on a couple of times. Guys, are we not picking Boga on his YouTube videos? Magona would start. He was dreadful Saturday. I'm wondering why you would still choose him, says Bez.
I'm reluctant to drop a young player on one performance.
Yeah.
I would say, does he look more of a 10 than a winger? Yeah, he does, to be fair. He didn't really ever seem that interested in going outside his man. Depends what the terms of the loan arrangement are as well.
That's true, yeah. Are we being told to play him?
But Magoma doesn't deserve to be out the side. I think he's had a decent start to the season.
He's the one in the first 5 games especially that actually looks to be direct and actually looks to go and try and go at a team, and every time the ball gets to him, he's the one that you think something might happen here. But I think listen, Boga started Chelsea's first game.
Yes, he did.
And it was only because Cahill got sent off and he got substituted, and since then he hasn't featured and he's gone out on loan. If he's good enough to start for Chelsea in the Premier League, I'm happy for him to start for
Dennis says if B6 gets relegated, he wants a John Terry lookalike so we can fit it in the coffin.
They are not getting relegated.
Hashtag TTXNASD.
Oh, yeah.
Brilliant, Paul. Tilton Talk Xmas dinner. Golly.
I was actually seeing if that was trending last time. How sad is that?
What, the TTDDS?
Never made it.
No.
What do you have to do for trending? How many do you have to...
Quite a few.
I would imagine it's quite a lot.
Yeah. Adrian Harris has suggested a firework night. Tilton Talk fireworks.
What, indoors?
Who are we going to get to set them off?
Could have a Chinese.
Oh.
We could do, couldn't we? Yeah. Would you come, Brian?
Fireworks?
No, Chinese.
What, Chinese dinner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Chinese Christmas dinner.
And Christmas as well.
Yeah, I'll have a Chinese.
Christmas dinner at the Chinese.
Bit of sushi?
No.
No.
It's Japanese, isn't it?
Yeah, Japanese, yeah. It's where your wasabi comes from.
Is he playful?
Yeah.
Wasabi peas. Get some Chinese fireworks in. Shay Adams, Boga will go number 10. Shay Adams, Magoma will start. I think everyone will stay the same. I really expect now that Mags has finished his international duty.
But then, so Boga, number 10, and Adams and Magoma in. Where does that leave Hotter? Certainly Hotter's got to play.
Could Adams go up top on his own?
Yeah,
That's
possibly.
the sole man.
If he wants pace up front rather than height in Gallagher.
Yeah.
It could be. Well. Yeah, Vassell's an option. Yeah, Jutkovic is still there as an option. Yes, you could go Hotter, Boga and Magoma as the midfield three. Yeah, you could.
Yes.
Adrian Harris wants to know.
But finally, we've actually got options.
Yeah.
I think that's the most optimistic thing to take from it. That you are saying, well, if you go with this team, you're leaving this player out.
Yeah.
Whereas before, for the past nearly 7 years, you knew what the team was. And nobody was displacing anyone, really.
Chris.
Adrian Harris wants to know what happened to the calendar you talked about earlier this year. Well, Chris Pugh refused to take his clothes off, and so
much to everyone's delight.
Yeah, so it all went out the window.
Yeah.
Is it something you'd resurrect?
No.
I was joking about the clothes.
There was no resurrection. No.
Tilton Talk show calendar. You know the calendars I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I'm trying not to picture them, but
I
am aware.
Well, there's only the three of us, so we've got you down for April.
Yeah.
Dear. Yes, we've got options, but think we can't win. They must be whack. I don't quite get that one, Richard. Sorry, mate. It's great we are struggling to fit them in finally a squad.
Yeah,
Finally
it
a
is.
squad.
It is a squad rather than a group of 13 now. It's a group of 19, 20 that you
Yeah.
can pick now.
Yeah. And Gregory wants to know what month you would take if the option came up.
It's a ridiculous question to ask. It's the most ridiculous question that's ever been asked on the
Hashtag
Facebook page.
TT Cala Day Special. Cal Day Special.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd want to be January so it's ripped off first and out of the way. Get it out of the road.
Kevin Kelly says Gallagher reminds me of Carl Lafferty.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Pity it's about puts it about but rare end product.
But we've not.
He had end product at Blackburn last year, didn't he, Gallagher?
We've not
He
seen.
scored goals.
We've not seen enough
few,
of Blackburn,
yeah,
I think,
yeah.
have we? You know,
No, definitely not. I
Once,
mean, he had absolutely nothing to work with at Reading, and not much to work with at Norwich either. So when the midfield, but this is the importance of the midfield, you know, and why myself and Brian would probably like to see Walsh drop a little bit deeper. If he's the one with the ability on the ball, then you know everything starts. You'd like everything to start with the midfield, and if you've got somebody who can get the ball, because you don't want to just jump in long balls to Gallagher in the hope that we win the second ball with the three. Then if you can play through the middle using Walsh or Davis or whoever it is, and then get the ball to the front three, then you start getting Gallagher into the game more.
cool. Anthony Beard says it was nice seeing us have a strong bench on Saturday for a change.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's grind out some results this month, and then we can really kick on from October.
You know, 1-0 down, and I'm looking at the bench thinking, okay, we could still get something from this. Whereas in times gone by, you look at the bench thinking, well, we're not getting anything here. I think last season he struggled to make changes, didn't he? Redknapp, when needed.
But yeah, James Brown has just said when we're going to get Martin Brown in. Well, I was talking to you earlier, wasn't I? Before the show. Yeah, he's a bit of a nutter, and I was just saying to you that I met him on a nudist beach in the south of France.
We won't ask.
35 years ago. We were both fully clothed.
You have to know the story.
I don't want to know the story
until this
I'm okay
gentleman
without the story.
until this gentleman comes in. There is a story behind it.
Yeah, I was selling apple donuts on a nudist beach.
Right, fantastic.
You weren't joking about the show going downhill after 8:30, were
I
you?
know.
Anyway, that's a story for another day.
Yeah.
We've had nothing
2048.
but nudism for the last 15 minutes.
Ken Plaster said, poor goal to give away Saturday. Why are we chopping and changing the back four every game? We need to get that sorted first, or settled first. I think it's just a question of finding out what your best back four is at the minute.
It was Colin's debut, and you know, I think that they are still getting to know each other. You know, the three who played, was it Dean and Roberts played?
Dean and Morrison,
yeah. and Stockdale. So you know, all those players have, you know, Stockdale, a new keeper, and two new centre halves. They've got whoever it is as the centre halves. They've got to get used to playing with each other, and then obviously Colin's debut. So I think it will get. I think he'll quickly learn what back four he wants.
And Bullock says he likes the idea of Walsh dropping deeper and Shea Adams coming in. That would be a game change.
Yeah, I think it just brings that pace up in that midfield, that front midfield three, if you like, and somebody comfortable on the ball. That's what, you know. That was the one. I was slightly losing my head a little bit with the Wilshire links. I thought if anything like that come up, him in that championship in that midfield would just be an absolute dream. But if he stayed fit,
well, that's beaten us kind of again, hasn't it?
Holy mother!
Kind of beaten us.
Yeah.
What? Anything new on the horizon for you, Brian, or is it same old?
I can't think past Leeds tomorrow night, to be fair. Leeds tomorrow night, obviously Preston Saturday.
Are you going up there tomorrow, yeah?
Yeah.
And to the Preston game?
Yeah.
So you cover every Blues game, do you?
I didn't. I had a couple of weeks off over the summer, so I missed a couple there. Yeah. But yeah, I will hopefully be at everyone from now on in.
Okay. Well, Brian, thanks ever so much for coming in. Always a pleasure to see you. This is your hat trick. Chris will sort you out, I don't know, a wasabi peas or something, or a Brussels sprout or something. I'm sure he'll sort you something out. We're very generous on this show. Let's hope by the time...
One of those apple donuts from 35
Oh,
years ago.
no. Let's hope by the time we all meet up again.
The ones we used to drop in the sand. We used to give them to the Germans.
You what you say?
I'm just saying the ones we used to drop in the sand, we used to give them to the Germans.
Oh, well, no.
That's why they're so good at penalties.
Well, this is it. This has been the Tilton Talk Show with Brian Dick from the Birmingham Mail, Chris Pugh, myself, and Mrs. Brown. Good night, God bless. Let's hope by the next time we meet, we've got 6 points in the bag. Take it easy, have a good week, and don't forget to keep right on to the end of the road.
Good night.
We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Let's see you in the cup, singing our song, helping and sharing the load. It's worth the pointed roll. When we sing together, we're there at the end of the road. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say?